Hi, so in this video I'm going to teach you, okay, in a simple way, present perfect simple. So if you still have problems with this tense, don't know when to use it, how to use it, and how to form a fully correct sentence in present perfect simple, all you need is to watch this video. In this video I'm going to focus on the uses of present perfect simple, mainly two uses, and then moving on to forms. Okay, now forget about forms and we will start with the uses. But before showing you the two main uses of present perfect simple, of course there are other uses, but these are the main, okay, uses of present perfect simple. But before that, I just want to explain what is present perfect simple in Arabic. So it is a مضارع التام. المضارع التام. So the first use of present perfect simple أي الاستخدامات. أين نستخدم المضارع التام؟ يعني متى أو أين؟ يعني عند إنشاء جملة يجب أن تكون ذاريا أي زمن يجب أن أصرف تلك الجملة. إذن هنا الاستخدامات أو الاستعمالات التي يجب أن نضبطها لكي نكون جملة بهذا الزمان المضارع التام. So the first use of present perfect simple, we use it to talk about something begun in the past and still the case in the present. For example, we have something here happen, which is past, and still the case now in the present. You see? Something happened a long time ago and still happen now. So this is the first use, okay? So the first use, something began in the past and still the case now. So this is the first use of present perfect simple in Arabic, which means يستخدم المضارع التام في الماضي وما زال في علاقته بالوقت الحاضر، أي شيء قمت به في الماضي البعيد ممكن ولا زال له علاقة في الحاضر. لنأخذ مثال. For example, we have for example, we have married for 5 years. أي لقد تزوجنا أو تزوجت منذ 5 سنوات. ماذا يعني لقد تزوجنا منذ 5 سنوات؟ ما المقصود بهذه الجملة؟ لقد تزوجنا منذ 5 سنوات، أي تزوجت منذ 5 سنوات ولا زلت متزوجا، شيء قمت به بالماضي البعيد ولا زال ذلك الشيء قائما الآن. Okay, something that's begun in the past. Okay, something that's begun in the past and still the case now. Okay, so this is the first use of present perfect simple, something that happened in the past and still the case now. Okay, or for example, let's give another example. Another example, which is we have studied, okay, this is D, in the school since 2019. So you start studying in this school in 2019, and now in this moment you are talking about the school and you still studying in it. So لقد درست في هذه المدرسة منذ عام 2019 والآن نحن في عام 2022. إذن بدأت الدراسة في هذه المدرسة منذ 2019 ولا زلت تدرس فيها ليومنا هذا. يعني هذا هو المضارع التام، شيء قمت به في الماضي ولا زال قائما ليومنا هذا. Something began in the past and still the case in the present. So this is the first use of present perfect simple. Let's move to the second use. Let's move to the second use. Second use, we use it, or you use present perfect simple to express a recent action, in the past and has its consequences in the present. A recent action, okay, a recent act or a recent action, okay, sorry, a recent action, something that you have just done it, maybe an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago, maybe just 5 minutes ago, maybe in the morning, okay. You are talking about something that still, okay, that has a consequences or a result now, sorry, a consequences or result now, something that you done it but still have a result. For example, it has rained. If I say this example, it has rained. So this sentence, what is the consequences? Can you give me the consequences of this sentence? It has rained. Okay, there is in the street water, for example. There is water in the streets. So this is the consequences. This is the consequences. Water in the street. In the street. Okay, this is the. Okay, I have a terrible handwriting. Sorry for the handwriting. So water in the street. So this is the result. This is the consequences. Okay, so this is the consequences. So to explain it more in Arabic, المضارع التام في الاستخدام الثاني فيستخدم للتعبير عن حدث قمت به مؤخرا أو في ماضي القريب ولا تزال نتائجه واضحة في الوقت الحالي. يعني شيئا قمت به مثلا قبل ساعة أو لا قبل 5 دقائق، قبل ساعتين، أو لا في الصباح، أو إذا في ماضي قريب، ليس كالاستعمال الأول الذي رأيناه في الماضي البعيد، لكن هذا فقط شيئا قمت به توا ولكن أصبح بالماضي، لكن هناك نتائجه لا زالت قائمة الآن. فكما في هذا المثال الذي رأيتموه it has rained، المعنى لقد أمطرت. أوكي، لقد أمطرت. ماذا تعني لقد أمطرت؟ ما هي النتيجة ما هو الدليل بأنها أمطرت؟ المياه في الشارع. إذا عندما أنت تفتح النافذة وترى المطر الآن، توقف، يعني ليس هناك مطر، ولكن كيف، ما الذي ما الذي جعلك متيقن بأن المطر كان هنا، بأن السماء أمطرت مثلا؟ ما هو الدليل؟ الدليل بأن الشارع مبلل بالمياه. عندما تنظر إلى الشارع ترى مياه، تقول لقد أمطرت. هذا هو الدليل بأن الشتاء أمطرت. So this is the consequences. So this is the proof that it has rained. How do you know that it has rained? So yes, of course it has rained. I am sure about that because the water in the streets. So this is the result. Something that's proof, okay? Give you a proof that something happened. Maybe in the morning, you woke up, for example, in 12 o'clock, and it rained in the morning. It has rained in the morning. So something happened in a recent action happened in the past, a near past. Something just happened, maybe. Okay, so let's see another example of this one, of this use. Let's see another use. Another example. I have painted the wall. Sorry for the noise. Sorry for the noise again. So I have painted the wall. لقد قمت بدهان الحائط. إذن ما هو الدليل برأيكم؟ هناك الكثير من الاحتمالات. الاحتمال الأول بأن الشخص رأى بأن هناك صباغة على وجهك، طلاء على وجهك أو على ملابسك، فهذا دليل بأنك كنت تصبغ الحائط ولا زلت مثلا. أو مثلا شخص دخل إلى غرفتك ورأى حائطا مصبوغا ولا زال هناك حائط آخر بدون صباغة. إذن هذا دليل. I have painted the wall, or I have just painted the wall. So just painted the wall. This is the keywords of present perfect simple. We will see it, but not in this video, in another video. Okay, these keywords will help you. Okay, make sure that this sentence is in the present perfect simple. Okay, so we will see it in another video, inshallah. So just focus on the two uses. The first use, something begun in the past and still the case now. Something begun in the past and still the case now, which is present. Second one, a recent action, okay? Something that have done maybe in the 5 minutes ago, in the morning, or in the afternoon, or I don't know, something that just happened maybe, okay? And still has consequences. So express recent action. So for example, this is a recent action. And this is now. Okay? So this is the difference between the first use and the second use. So the first use example. This is the first use, and the second use, this is an example. Here we have married for 5 years. Here it has rained. It has rained. The first one, 5 years. Long time ago. Okay, a long time ago. A long time ago. But here it has rains. Something here happened and now. there is a proof I said. لقد أمطرت. يمكن أن تكون أمطرت قبل ساعة وتوقف المطر. يمكن أن يكون في الصباح منذ 5 ساعات، ولكن ليس في الماضي البعيد. لا يمكن أن أقول أمطرت it has rained for 5 years. لقد أمطرت منذ 5 سنوات. لن يكون هناك دليل، لن يكون هناك نتيجة في الحاضر، لن تكون هناك مياه الأمطار. لا، هذا هو الفرق. إذن ركز معي، يستعمل في حالتين. حسنا، في يستخدم هذا الزمن للتعبير عن حدث بدأ في الماضي ولا يزال له علاقة في الحاضر، يعني وما زال في علاقة بالوقت الحاضر، أو يستخدم للتعبير عن حدث مؤخرا قمت به، ليس في الماضي البعيد ولكن فقط منذ في الماضي القريب، ولا تزال نتائجه واضحة. يعني لا تزال نتائجه واضحة. ماذا يعني هذا في الوقت الحاضر؟ مثلا في هذا المثال it has rained، لقد أمطرت. ما هو النتائج التي هي واضحة؟ وهي أن الشارع هناك مياه في الشارع. هذا يعني بأن الشتاء أمطرت. Okay, so this is it. Focus on the 2 uses, and now we will move on the forms of the present perfect simple. I hope it is clear. And if you still have problem of the 2 uses, I will give you more explanation on it. Just comment below and ask me whether you understand or not. Okay? Now let's move on to forms of present perfect simple. I will write 2 examples and we together will identify the structure of the present perfect simple. So I have finished my home. So I have finished my homework. The same sentence, I will keep the same sentence but with the pronoun she, 3rd person singular. She has, okay? Finished her homework. So this is an affirmative sentence, okay? Affirmative sentence, which means positive, something that you done, okay? Something that you have done, okay? This is affirmative sentence, affirmative. Affirmative sentence. So let's identify the structure. So the first sentence, it starts with what? It starts with what? What is this one? So this sentence starts with subject. So I is a subject. So start with the subject plus. What is this? It is an auxiliary. So auxiliary have or just have, followed by have. So subject plus have plus finished. What is finished? A verb. In which tense? In past participle. Now pay attention. Verb in past participle, there is no rule for this verb. You have to memorize it by heart. You can find this a list of verbs of past participle, at the end of your textbooks. Or you can just Google it or ask me to make a list of these verbs. Usually verbs ending with ed, sometimes no ed, still as it is, and there are some verbs change completely, like for example the verb ate becomes in the past participle eaten, You see, it is change it completely. Okay, we add en at the end. So there is no rule to memorize. Just remember, okay, how the verse becomes. So this is the structure. This is the form of the affirmative form of the present perfect simple. Subject plus have plus verb in the past participle. Now let's see the same thing. There is subject, she, but there is no have. Have becomes has. Why? Because we have third person singular. Okay? So we use has with she, he, and it. So it's followed by has. But I, you, we, and they, followed by have. You see? So this is it. So we have subject plus has, okay, plus verb in the past participle. Okay, so this is it. And the rule is subject plus have or has plus verb in the past participle. So subjects, whether I, she, he, it, we, they, okay? And then we decide whether we put have or has. It depends on the subject. Okay? على حسب الفاعل. إذا كان الفاعل I, you, we, and they, we سنختار هذا have. لكن إذا كان الفاعل she, he, it followed by has. Okay? And the verb the same, okay? It's keep the same in the past participle. Finish, there is no change, okay? So this is the form of affirmative form of the present perfect simple. Now let's keep the same sentence, okay, examples, in the negative form now. Now let's start with the negative form. Negative. Something that you don't do it, okay? Something we haven't done it yet, okay? So like the example that we have right. The first example, I said I have what? Finished my homework. So I have not finished my homework. Okay? And I said she has not finished her homework. Okay, so what is the difference now between the negative and the affirmative? The affirmative, that thing you done it. لقد قمت بإنجاز واجباتك المنزلية. شيئا قمت بفعله. لكن negative النفي شيء لم تقم بفعله. لم تقم بفعله. هناك شخص أنجز مهماته الواجباته المدرسية. هناك فرق بين شخص أنجز مهماته المدرسية which is affirmative وشخص لم ينجز مهماته المنزلية. يمكن سيقوم بذلك في الليل أو okay. So this is negative, something you don't have done it. Okay. So now the thing that we concerns us is the structure. Okay, the form البنية بنية الجملة. So it starts with the subjects again. So I is a subject plus what? Have, good, the auxiliary have, plus what? What is the difference now? Have or has plus not the verb, but there is not. This is أداة النفي. Okay, so not plus finished. Finished. Good. Now with the third person singular, so we have the same subject plus has plus not plus finished verb in the past participle. So the rule القاعدة ماذا سنكتب the subjects I or she, he, it, okay? So subjects plus have or has plus not plus verb in the past participle. Is it clear now? Now let's move on to, so this is the negative form, okay? And this is the positive form or the affirmative form, okay? So this is affirmative, which is positive. This is why I write this, okay? So this is positive or a negative form. Good. Now let's move on to question now, interrogative form. Okay, let's move on to the interrogative form. I will keep the same example, okay? So now, interrogative. This is A, sorry. Interrogative. So, the interrogative form, look at this one now. Have I, or I will change this one. Have you finished your, this is a question, homework? And question mark. Have you finished your homework? Now, let's identify the structure together. So, it starts with what? Starts with, I will give you another example with she. Has she, okay, finished her homework? Now, let's identify the rule now, or the structure of the sentence. So, it starts with have or has, followed by subject. Good. Plus verb in the past participle and question mark. Okay, so this is the structure. We don't start with the subject, but we start with the auxiliary, then the subjects. Now we transform the sentence, okay? Now, yes, we put the auxiliary first, then it is followed by the subject. Like, نقوم بقلبي. حسنا. سأكتب الجملة في affirmative, like you have finished. Okay, I'm sorry. إذن, in the interrogative form, we start by the auxiliary, then the subject, then the verb. If you want to transform this sentence in the affirmative form, what you should do is to put the subject at the first of the sentence, then have. Like, you have finished your homework. Now it is no more a question, but if you want a question, you put the subject after the auxiliary have. عندما تريد إنشاء جملة في المضارع التام، سؤال عذرا، إذا كنت تريد إنشاء جملة أو سؤال في المضارع التام، كل ما عليك تسبيق هذا الضمير have على الضمير، على الفاعل. لكن إذا كنت تريد جملة إيجابية affirmative، يجب عليك تسبيق الفاعل على have. okay. هذا فعل مساعد. So you have finished. You is the first, have is second, and then verb is first. So this is an affirmative sentence, okay? Now, do you understand the interrogative form? Let's write the rule together. So here, if you still remember, there are three forms. There are the affirmative form, there are the negative form, and the interrogative form. So the affirmative form, we start by the subject plus have plus verb in the past participle. جملة موجبة عادية. If you want to form a negative sentence, we start by the subject plus okay, I forgot here, sorry, look at this one, I forgot has. Okay, so has or has, so it depends on the subject. If we have she, so has. If we have we, have, plus verb in the past participle. And here we start by the subject plus have or has, okay, plus not, okay. Why? Because it is a negative sentence. Not plus verb in the past participle. And if you want to form a interrogative sentence, we start by the auxiliary have or has plus what? Subjects, good, plus verb in the past participle and question mark. Okay? Is it clear? Now, let's practice. I will give you a sentence in the affirmative one, okay? And you will keep the same sentence but change it to the negative. Ahmed. So Ahmed, if you want to know the right pronoun of Ahmed is he, okay? So I can replace Ahmed with he. Okay, Ahmed has, okay, watch this film, for example, or this movie, whatever, okay. Ahmed has watched this movie. So this is an affirmative, of course, for, because we start by subject and we have has and we have verb in the past participle. So this is the rule. This is هذه القاعدة. Okay? And then keep the same sentence but change it to negative. So do you remember the rule, the structure, the form of negative? So we start with the subject. So here is the subject, Ahmed. Okay. Follow has, good. And then can we say watched? No, we put something here. What? Not. Okay. Ahmed has not, and then the verb watched this movie. Okay, so this is the rule. We have subject, have or has, not, and verb in past participle. Now the interrogative, we start what? Do we start with the Ahmed subjects? No, so there is a good. So we start with the auxiliary has and then the subjects. Okay, so this is here and this is here become. So has Ahmed what? Verb. Watched, for example, this movie. Do you understand? Okay.